Hey, I believe that we are live. So I would say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, all that. Happy Sunday. I hope everybody is doing exactly what they wanted to do. And I hope that had a lot to do with just relaxing. I hope that had everything to do with just getting yourselves ready for the next week and preparing yourself in the way that you needed to. Today, I wanted to make sure that I came and said something because guess what? There's somebody that's out there that really is going through something. And I understand. But I wanted to come on and let you know that it's okay. And regardless of where you are, how you thinking about it, trust me that God has a bigger plan. And when you start to and when we start to be able to understand it and embrace it, then that becomes something that we can do. So what I want to do for today is just ask three, four, five questions, maybe? No, let's do it like this. What if I told you that I wanted to give you something that would change your life, your existence forever? What would you do? What if I was to say that the situation that you're in right now, I can change your situation, I can make it better, I can give you something that helps you out of your situation, and I can do it for you right now? What would you say? Okay, I felt you. I felt that. So take that, take that situation right there that you're talking about, that one right there. You take it, and I'm going to tell you that regardless of whatever it is that you're thinking about, regardless of however you're looking, if I can give you something that's going to make you feel better, that's going to make that go away, that's going to make that better, what would you do? Now, after you've answered all of those different questions, ask yourself why. Why did you make the choices that you made in order to do whatever it was that you decided that you were going to do? A lot of us are living in those types of moments where we're just making choices, but we're making the choices like in an I'll be damned type of a making a choice. Sometimes that might not be what you need to be doing. So now, once you've asked yourself, why did I make that choice? Ask yourself, why? What influenced me, or what person influenced me, or what situation influenced me? And then ask yourself, where are they in this situation now? A lot of people can say they're still looking across from. That's, I guess, a blessing and a curse all at the same time, I guess. But you understand what I mean. It's as simple and basic as that. However, it's so, so, so important. Just pay attention to different things. But there's so many people that will not take advantage of the fact that somebody's going to try to make something better for you. You'd like to actually be in the place where you are. I understand that too. That's why I say my mentor, Antonio T. Smith Jr., he always says that. And I'll be like, it's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to learn how to swallow. That everything is good, everything is perfect, and you're right where you're supposed to be. And if you are going through something else like internally, then I believe that is just the spirit working in you, trying to fix whatever it is that needs to be right in order for it to come out in the light. That's how I look at it. Like, iron sharpens iron in some situations. Sometimes iron sharpens iron, but people don't want to be sharpened. Yeah. A lot of times people just is like, nope, I want that. So I wanted to really, really think about what happens in our daily existence and how a lot of us get stuck on the fact that what we see is so much. And if you consume everything that you see, it doesn't really leave too much room to believe. Because if you're seeing everything, you already have an answer, you know what it is, you understand what it is. We live in the world in 2021, it seems like everyone has an answer. Everyone has the answer. They know what the answer is. And that's fine, but that's why I titled this one, My Blessings Will Multiply If I, because there's a lot of different ways that you could look at it. But first, let's just talk about giving. You know what it, give and it will come back to you. Give, press down, shake it together, and run it over. Give. Like you want to give so that it can come back. But we have changed that whole entire narrative. Like I can't even have a conversation with you about giving unless we actually break all of the bad things that we say about giving. Why we don't give. I ain't playing. I'm not buying the pastor's Cadillac or whatever the case may be, or I'm not doing this. Why we got to bring the money in there? Da, da, da. These are all different questions. Understand? It's just like the serpent in the garden asking Eve about the apple. Same thing, but we just have relayed it so many times that now it just seems like it's just a common joke that we can all say. Because, oh yeah, oh yeah, they always asking for money, that's that, and the other thing. Never ever thinking that when they're asking for money, that's an opportunity for me to be blessed. Yeah. Did you hear me? Right. We're not even looking at it like that, because everybody that says offering, everyone that says church, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that collection. They want the collection plate. We're not thinking about the fact that if you bring it, you're getting blessed. Because as long as we sit and have the other mind, we're not getting blessed, and we're trying to figure out why, but yet you might spend your money somewhere else. But there's a thought in the process of the fact that you won't spend it right here. Why? Because you have all the other things that are going on in your mind, so that just says, "Oh yeah, I didn't got to do that." But we have allowed a message to get in, and it's now permeating into the to everywhere, to the point where it's all over, that people are doing exactly what it is that they think that they're doing, and it has nothing to do with the source. So we give, so that is your expression of, I believe that when I give this, you will multiply it. You will do what you need to do with it. We be thinking about what people are going to do with the money. That's not the point. What people do with the money is not the point. It's the fact that you are a free giver. You freely gave. And then it's funny because they said that God loves a cheerful giver. I remember we used to say it, and people be so scared, dread, like, God loves a cheerful giver. I'm thinking, well, bro, then keep your money, because you ain't cheerful right now. You know what I mean? But we say things, but then that's what it says. If you're going to give, the reason why give, you really are not worried about what happens after they go home with whatever you gave. I mean, a lot of us do, but we have to understand, if that's the case, you're not supposed to be giving. You're supposed to be really checking the facts into the spirit of why it is that you feel this way. Why do you feel so obligated about what you give? That's not what it's about, but that's what we make it about. We make that about it. That's what our money is about. My money is who I am, but it's not. Especially not when it comes down to giving, because it might not be money. There was a long time where I was just completely broke, and I was like, oh, I feel bad. I didn't have any money to be able to give, but I had to give time. You give what you can give, but the blessing of it is, if you give it cheerfully and you give it willingly and you give it joyfully, then it does come back to you. And not only does it come back to you, but it comes back pressed down, shoved together, and run it over. And that's real. And you don't, I'll tell you, I'm gonna be honest, because I used to not have the money to do it. But when I started to get money, I put some money up. Like, I wanted to put my tithe up, so I did like my 10%. Like, I was listening to what the people say. I'm always listening to what they say. But if you ain't got it to do, you ain't listening. I mean, you hearing them, but it ain't the same thing. Like, yeah, okay, lady, I hear you. You putting your money in the plate. I ain't got money. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? But the blessing of that is, usually we would take $1 and not spend the $1, so that we could go and try to eat, as opposed to putting the $1 in the plate and then probably walking out and finding 20. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't believe it enough, so we got to hold on to what we see. So as long as you hold on to what you see, you're not giving room to believe. And we have to start to understand that. So it's like, shut your eyes off for most of it. Yeah, but then you might lose something in the process. So the way that we do it is that you be cognizant of what it is that you now are doing. This is my seed. I'm giving this to you. If I don't have money, I'm going to give you my time. So look, so I had some money, so I put my money aside, and then I got my envelope, because when you remember, you get your envelope, you have your number. I put my little offering in the envelope. Well, I walked around and I put it in. And I lied to you not. This lady told me, she said, you're going to get $500 this week. Now she don't know what I just did, and she doesn't know it's really the first time that I've ever done it at all. But I'm listening to her like, yeah, right, okay, you know, like I hear you and I appreciate that. So, but did I get the money? I got the money. I got the money. It was like from an insurance company that, and like it was like an overpayment or something, and it sent it in the mail. Swear. It was the weirdest thing ever, but I realized that that was the same week that I had literally put my tithe in the offering. Like, so it was like, oh my God. So when I say it, I'm not saying it like, you know, how they say what, you know, pour me out a blessing that there won't be enough room to receive. I'm just saying it from me. I actually put my tithe in, like I actually put in the offering, and it literally did. It came back. So I want you to know that sometimes we just get caught up in the fact that we like what it sounds like to not give. We like what it sounds like to downgrade it. You know, we like to sound like we don't want to be a part of the offering. But bro, you want to be a part of the offering. Sis, you want to be a part of the offering. Because when the blessings go up, you know what I mean? Because well, I should say when the praises go up, the blessings go down. We're missing that part. That's another thing. That's another way you can get your blessings. You know, you praise your way through it. It ain't really how it looks, but you can act, you know what it looks like in your mind. So as long as you can go and look at what it looks like in your mind, you would train people to look at what it is that they see in your mind. How about it? That's power. You have to understand that that's you. That is who you are. The reason why you're sitting here listening, the reason why you're doing what you're doing is because it is the power. That's your power. But it's all about what you give. Because if you half-ass give, let's say it like that, then you might get a half-ass blessing, right? So we work our way into giving, but we work our way into a genuine want of wanting and needing to do better. Why? Because someone is watching you. Especially, I mean, I'm not going to say someone is watching you because I want you to focus on the babies. I want you to focus on everything that's below your waist. They are watching. Not only are they watching, if you're not discussing and describing, they have no idea what's going on. They're watching you. So if your watch is like not you, trust me, we're so caught up in what we're doing right now that a lot of it is getting lost. So when it comes down to even just wanting to give, we're not even putting the right message on the wanting to give. So therefore, the next generation is not even going to want to have to think about giving at all. It's a situation because that's the way that the building stays open. I mean, believe it or not. No one wants to really say it like that, but that's the way that the building stays open. Not so much that the building needs to stay open, but it's the place of worship. So therefore, if you are supposed to be believing in the fact that you believe in God, and so you're bringing in your offering so that you can receive your blessing, then you know that your offering will never stop because you never want your blessings to stop. Do you understand? And that's how the church should then work because you want to be a part of the blessing because you want to receive your blessings. So therefore, you show up and you do what you need to do and you give the way you need to do. And that's what it is. And then everyone is doing the same thing. The unfortunate part is that is not how things are. But we have to speak past what it is and go to where we know that it's going to be. Like we know where it's going to be. Because I challenge you. I challenge you if you are in a place where, if you're in a place where it doesn't even seem like he's there. It doesn't even seem like they know who he is. It's your obligation and your duty to then show them who he is. It's your obligation and duty to show and start shining your light. That is what we're here to do. This is the only reason why we're here. For real, for real. That's it. So that he can show someone else that whatever they're going through, that's why I said, listen, y'all know that we did the book signing last night, yesterday. It was such a great turnout that I am so overjoyed because of the fact that guess what? People know what I've been through. People know what I've been through. Now, there might have been a couple of people there that was just there to see if that was really proof that I really did do it. But regardless, they were people that see me and knew me from before. And they were like, no way in the world this girl wrote this book. Yes, come take a picture with me. Come eat with me. Come commune with me. Come learn what God has shown me in my life. Come know that when you kicked me out, you didn't throw me completely to the wayside. Know that God had a different plan for me in my life. Know that when you walked away from me, it was a good thing. It might have took me forever to figure it out. But know that when you walked away from me, it was one of the blessings of my life because I was able to write a book called Surviving Tough Times. And each day is a steady struggle to still survive. But we need to, and we must, and we will. So it's about your giving. It's about what are you going to do? How are you going to look at it? And really, how can you double your blessing? You can double it. I'm telling you, things that you're going through right now, you think you're going through them because you're not giving, because you're looking at the situation as opposed to believing in the situation. Because if you look at the situation, you'll never leave work because you always have to have the job. You always need the money so that you'll never go to the job fair to get the other job because you never want to leave that job because you always need the money. So you never want to get the job. So you'll always be stuck at that job because the day that you're supposed to go and leave to get another job, you won't leave because you'll be scared that you lose your job. Do you understand the difference of the mindset of that? But that's because you're probably a person that does not give because you're counting everything, you're looking at everything, and you're trying to figure out where everything is going because you're trying to figure out everywhere everything is going. That's exactly where you are. Nowhere. Looking at everything and where everything is going. So sometimes that might not be the blessing either. But if you give, you cheerfully give, it says God loves a cheerful giver. If you can find it in your heart to find a person that needs something and you can give to them, that's like giving. That's it. That's at its best. I mean, yeah, when you go in the building, if you don't find a person to give it to, if you don't find a person to eat lunch or whatever, yeah, you put it in the offering plate. Why not? That's how it is. It's the offering. It's the giving. It's the giving. The difference is when you don't give. And like I said, when you don't give, it's not that you don't have it to give, because the person that doesn't have it to give will give more than the person that just has a little bit and just not willing to give up off what they got. But when you give off what you got, then you will get that blessing of the double and the manifold blessing. But you don't believe it because you can only see the little bit that you got. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if we focus on what we're seeing, you don't give enough room to believe. And we can't do it. Well, I mean, adults, you've made your choice. I honestly say, adults, you've made your choice. But do it for the babies. Do it for the babies, please. Please do it for the babies. Think about it in a different way and do it for the babies. Now, side note, bar, whatever, not even side note or bar, but understand that the reason the reason why things are happening the way that they're happening is so that you can take your experiences and explain them so that those around you can understand. Now, I didn't say explain yourself. That's not what I said. But explain what's going on in the situation, especially for a child. That way, the child can understand. And guess what? You're helping them do. You're helping them process. You're helping them understand what's going on. How can I react this way, or why should I not react that way? The whole nine, right? Well, surviving tough times. We are on day 13. Right. Now, don't forget, we do the Tuesday class on Facebook. So make sure you go to Surviving Tough Times on your March Get Set Go and get in that group page because that's where the march is going to begin. I'll put it that way. When we say when you hear the first whistle, it'll be coming from there. Right. Beware of people that are just walking. I don't understand how people are just walking. It's 2021. We don't need to walk. We need beats. We need a beat, like a heartbeat, something. Some kind of a beat will help people march, not just walk. Hell are you walking for? I'm just saying, you know. But that's just me. That's me in my mind and everything. So day 13, where we understanding potential, that's actually it's actually really, really good it goes really well with what I'm saying right now, because at the end of the day, while it says our base experience relies on constantly looking up for things to get angry about, dissatisfaction isn't the Christian mode of being. For simplest religion traditions, like saying grace and thanking the Lord upon getting blessed, we have the we have the righteous tendency to thank the Lord in a moment. However, we fail to be thankful for the sum total of our blessings. Like, you can thank God for helping you get the job, but then you forget to thank God about your paycheck that comes every day. You know, that comes every week. That kind of stuff. Like, we get so caught up in it that we like it for a second, but then we just go back to the mundane of everything. But then you're trying to figure out where are your blessings. You have to stay in. Come on. Do you understand what I mean? So it's more so the inners of who we are that receives the blessings of who God has called us to be. But we have to go in and grab the who we are so that you can understand that it's within the inners of you that God is going to shine. Yes. It took me so long to realize it, because trust me, I was waiting on other people to do what I needed to do, because I was thinking that it wasn't me, because I had just disqualified myself because of all of the crazy stuff that I've been through. But then I realized that all of the crazy stuff that I've been through is the thing that qualifies me for be able to do what I'm doing right now. And that was the biggest thing for me to swallow. So now I have to sit here. The sad part is I don't want dirt to come up, but I know dirt's going to come, because that's the way that the world works. And as long as the world's working that way, then come on, dirt, bring it up. But I can honestly say that no matter what the dirt is, I can put blood on it and it can wash plain. You understand? And that's what happens. That's power. That's how you take your power. That's how you regain your power. That's why you know when you give something, you've given it in a manner that you know that when it's coming back twofold, baby. Why? Because that is what God said. Not because somebody told you to give it. I'm telling you, man. I sit back and I look, but see, my thing is I'm speaking because I know this is to be true. You can act like it ain't true if you want. But you know 5 people that have said something about the pastor, his car, in their offering. And if not, then I apologize for you to hear this, but I bet you that you come into contact with people that have the same conversation. So if you are not privy to it, if you make this conversation known, share it to the masses. And then when you finish sharing it, go and ask the person what did they think. Because there's a lot of people that are going through that kind of stuff right now. So therefore, you're trying to figure out where your blessing is, but your blessing is caught up in the bull that you're talking about. Getting caught up in the other stuff that people just throw out there that means nothing to you anyway. Even if the person is a crook, like I said, even if the person is a criminal, when you're giving something, you're giving it in the manner that you know, that is where the blessing is, in the giving. So how do you multiply it? You give, genuinely give. Yes. And almost like you don't have to wait for your blessings, but you can just know, and you can have like an anticipation, because that's what it says. That's what it says. So if you do what it says, like I'm telling you, people people are getting life misconstrued right now, because they're trying to understand how they're doing it without God. It's weird to me. Like, they're justifying the things that they do in life and trying to justify it without God, like without giving him the credit. That makes no sense to me. You can't do that. And then it's really bad, because it's really, I ain't even gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, you can't keep doing it. Not like that. So I believe that if you give and you know that you're giving in your heart, and the reason why you're giving and what you're giving for, then your blessings are coming. Your blessings are on its way. Keep giving. If you don't have it to give, like I said, if you can give your time time is everything, because somebody needs your time. But then when you do get the money, you'll be wanting to put in. Why? Because you just really want to see the blessings. You want to know. You want to be able to know and trust God. That's what it's really about. Putting it out there and believing that God is going to do what He said He's going to do with it. Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do it. They be counting verse stuff, and that ain't it. So I want to thank you for spending the afternoon with me a little bit of time. I just, thought about that and I said, wow, I should say that because there's a lot of people that go through a lot of different things. And a lot of times people think that they're going through their stuff by themselves. They do. Because I was a person that always thought that I was by myself in things. But you're never alone. That's the blessing. You're never alone, but always know that you got a friend in A. That's the one thing that I want to make sure that I am. I want to make sure that I'm your sound. I want to make sure that if there's something that's bugging, there's something that's bothering you, there's something that's really, really, really on the irk, you need to talk to me. Let's talk. Let's get to the bottom of it. Because right now in 2021, no one should be able to have to carry whatever it is that they're carrying and not be all right with it. Because everything is good, everything is perfect. So if that's the case, we just got to find where are we supposed to be in it? What are we supposed to be seeing? How it's supposed to be looking? You know, that's where we go with that. So that is how I want to be for you and to you. That is how when you see those faces, when you see my misunderstood faces, and you see the duality of life and how it works, you cannot have one without the other. But there are choices that we make. And within the choices that we make, it allows us to stand strong and victorious over a lot of things that have had us down for a very long time. But no more. No more. And I like I say, I want to have fun. I am not gonna do it if I'm not having fun. So like I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do. I'm sorry, y'all. I just wanted I've always wanted to do that. My bad. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for listening. Oh, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But listen, let me be serious for a second. I have no idea what is going on with this stuff, but I swear I will not stop. Every time. I've never done it because I don't know what to do, and I'm doing it now. But I'm learning every day. So if there's someplace that you can help me, please inbox me. Let me know what we can do, how we can do it. But make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and then let's just be on our march. On our march, get set, and we can go. Have a good one.